Hello and welcome to me bombastically going through some of my singles, some of my record collection. And in this instance, it's part whatever of my Cliff Richard EPs. Yes, it will be time for some more Cliff. But anyway, without further ado, the first one is... Ooh, nearly flew out. The first one is the Australian pressing of In the Country, and backed with Blue Turns to Grey, which, yes, is the Jagger Richard composition. In the Country, time drags by, and Visions. But yeah, Cliff there with his specs looking somewhere. But then we're all looking somewhere for something, aren't we? And next up, we have Don't Talk to Him. No, don't do that. Don't talk to him. Who's him? Don't know, just don't talk to him. Cliff there, looking out over a nice painting by the looks of things. And as always, it's got those blurbs that films or discs, Cliff is unquestionably the tops. But unfortunately, yeah, the EP wasn't looked after very well by its previous owner. But like with all of these things, I get them secondhand, and that's why it looks like somebody's just decided to use this as a placemat or something for their coffee. Oh, sort of like, we've run out of placemats, dear. Oh, no worries. Use that Cliff Richard EP that you don't play anymore. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Splat, plonk. Oh no, now we need some money. There's always a collector like me that will buy it. Next up, this is an EP from Yugoslavia. I bought this from a record fair many a moon ago, and yeah, that is how much I paid for it. I like how they're spelled whiz, actually. Double Z. So, yeah, they obviously wanted something extra in their whiz. And next up on the agenda is Why Don't They Understand? It's an Australian pressing, and unfortunately it hasn't really been looked after very well by the previous owner. So that's one of the helpful things about them about when I put them in covers like this. That means that they don't get any worse. So this is the Australian pressing, and it's got 12th of Never on this one. Oh my goodness, and the blurb on this. Of course Cliff is only kidding. He asks plaintively, why don't they understand? Though all the time he is fully aware that they do. They being the unknown factor of show business, the vast array of the general public whose acclaim, or lack of it, is the one supreme factor which can make or break the career of any artist. Good grief, what a load of waffle. So, yeah. Have fun reading that. So, yes. Why don't they understand? Cliff is asking plaintively. There's an interesting one, isn't it? Why don't you understand? Oh, Cliff, you're being so plaintive. Oh, lordy. Next one is yet another in the many of the self-titled EPs that come across, obviously, because they couldn't be bothered with a title. But these ones, I can't work out the title. There's nothing on the spine. No, it's just Cliff Richard. There we go. That's Cliff Richard. He's so good they decided to name it twice. Gee, the way that picture looks is kind of like, wow, he's got that waist buckle up high. Oh dear. But as usual, one of those that's suffered ring wear through poor storage. Not on my watch though. And speaking of bad ringware, this is another example of it with A Forever Kind of Love. Cliff really is looking plaintive there, isn't he? He looks like he's more in pain. It's got constantly on it and true loving. Oh dear. Looks like somebody's tried to gouge his eye out with this. It's terrible. And before we had Cliff Richard, and now we've got Cliff Richard again. Yes, that's again. Because once is never enough. With the blasted ringwear too. Which, once again, looks like it is used as a coaster or something. And this is the Australian pressing too. And next up, we've gone from Cliff again to his hits. You look a little cherubic there, haven't they? And that's the Australian pressing. Thankfully in decent condition for once. And what were these hits? It'll be me, since I lost you, I'm looking out the window and do you wanna dance? I suppose with all those do yous, how many times would you have to answer? Do you answer for each do you? And next up is the UK pressing to Time for Cliff. So he's definitely got time for us there. What time has he got? Well, track 2, side 2 goes, you don't know. So we don't know what time he's got. So I've been told I'm walking the blues when my dreams come home. When my dreamboat comes home. Oh, I hope the waters are smooth. I wonder if after that people sort of threw jars of herbs at him. I wonder if people actually kind of misheard that and thought it was a question and decided to go out and get him some fresh stuff. Oh! And now we've got the Australian copy of Time for Cliff. So I have more than enough time for Cliff. Same tracks. It would be weird if there wasn't. Yeah. But just like a lot of these, there are slight differences. So you've got the plastic here for starters. But yeah, so it's just a slight difference in design and stuff like that. But I suspect the time on his watch is still the same though. Well, we all know what I'm going to do there, don't we? Have my lounge make a weird noise. And some would say, well, that's what you get for taking the mickey. Oh my god. According to this, I own an Indian copy of Summer Holiday. That's what it says on the back here. Yeah, Dum Dum India. Yes, I shan't comment there. And this is the Australian pressing to Hits from Summer Holiday. She looks like she's looking at his chin. I think he's having a bit of plaintiveness again. He looks pleading and she looks bored. Hello, you have lovely hair. Can't you think of anything more original? Anyway, that's the end of this one. So this is part 2 of however many parts there will be. Sounds like a stew, doesn't it? 1 part's this, 2 parts that. So that would make it 1 part Cliff, 3 parts Shadows. Something like that anyway. Depends on how many shadows you want to add. Alright, you're consumed by shadows. with all those parts. Oh, shut up, Robert, and just do the outro. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you did, please do all the likes and subscribes and the bells and the whistles and blah, 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 blah. And I'll try not to knock the puppy dogs over. And hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Please take care of yourself, okay? Thank you very much for watching. Ciao.